I want to share with you 5 fears that you're going to need to overcome, or at least I had to overcome when starting a lawn care business. Thinking, what is going through my mind? People I talk to regularly who have a job and they're thinking about getting into lawn care. Maybe you've gotten into lawn care and you're still struggling with these things, or maybe you've been in it for a long time and you want to think back to when you started. But I hope this video is relevant, and I think it will be. I've started 3 lawn care businesses, and there is some things that you have to overcome to get started. Today's video is sponsored by Yardbook. I've been using Yardbook since 2015. If you need a software to run your lawn care business, I would recommend Yardbook. You can sign up for a free account at yardbook.com. All right, so what are the 5 fears that you need to overcome to start a lawn care business? Fear number 1 is the fear of what others would think about you. I'm just gonna kind of share it from my own personal experience. What are people gonna think if I go out there and I just start mowing grass for a living? Personally, I have a college degree, and there were some things I could have done, I guess, in that particular field. But for some people, the idea of an office job is just not a good fit for them. It doesn't mean you can't do it. I don't mean I couldn't have done it, but I did not really enjoy that type of work. And I didn't know that I was gonna like lawn care, but once I got into lawn care, I find myself feeling a lot more satisfaction about my day's work than I did in any of the other about 15 jobs I'd had previous before that. Now, in fairness, the other 15 jobs I had were basically all terrible, so it's not really the greatest comparison, but I did find that the reason I might have been a little bit discontent in a lot of jobs, there could have been a lot of reasons, but one reason is maybe because I had an entrepreneurial spirit inside of me that needed to come out and have something to grow and to run myself. And I can remember even at an earlier age thinking, you know, does everybody have to just work 5 days a week for 40 hours and make enough money to get by on? Or is there something else out there that you could, what if you wanted to work less hours or more hours or make more money, you know? And I understand people do that. I'm just saying that was the perception I had even as a child, just thinking that's what you do. You go to work from 8 to 5 on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you get paid, and that's enough to get by on, and that's just what people do. But for you, maybe it's a perception like, what are people gonna think about me if I literally leave a full-time steady job that I've been at for 15 or 20 years, or even 5 years, but has a track line of success, it's steady, it's a good company. You know, what are they gonna do? Or maybe in my situation, like you had a college degree and you're out here doing something that you're probably not gonna get asked to show your educational qualifications when you're doing lawn care. Maybe it's somebody in your immediate family, like, what are they gonna think about me if I tell them I'm gonna go start a lawn care business? The reaction might be a little dangerous, you know, you just don't know what's gonna happen. So those are fears you have to overcome. You have to understand that not everybody is going to stand up and give you a standing ovation if you tell them, hey, I'm starting a lawn care business. Not everybody's just going to embrace that. Wow, man, that is so great. I mean, what a great idea. So just understand, there may be a little bit of hesitation by others, and some of it may be rightly so. I'm not saying lawn care business is for everybody, but I'm just understanding in this video, it may be one fear that you're gonna have to overcome. What about the second fear that you may have to face when you start a lawn care business? And that is the fear of losing a steady income. And we talked about it a little bit, but if you leave a full-time job, okay, that you may or may not enjoy, a lot of times you don't enjoy, it seems like, as I talk to people, they're like, yo, I got a good job, been with this company a long time, make good money and all that, but I don't enjoy the work, and I just can't see myself here another 15 to 20 years of my life, and I want to do something different. I mean, because I talked to a lot of people who've left jobs to start a lawn care business, but you're doing so, you are giving up that steady income for something that's a lot more uncertain. Now for me, I didn't really have any good jobs before I started a lawn care business, but I will say this, when I moved to my where I live now, I started my 3rd lawn care business. When I moved, I had 3 kids, now I have 4, and a stay-at-home wife, and life was kind of expensive. I needed to buy a house. I didn't have a whole lot of money in my account because of a bad business decision I had made, not lawn care related. I actually did something else that was not as smart. But I moved here and I didn't have a single customer. So I mean, I had to go through some of those doubts as well. Here I am, the breadwinner of the family, and I'm moving to this new town, and I don't have a single customer. Now, the way I faced that as I started 3 lawn care businesses, all 3 times I have worked a side job while the business got going. And now a lot of times I'll recommend people, if they have a job, can you just start the lawn business on the side, working on the weekends or after you get off work, until it gets going, you get a little bit of positive momentum before you just quit cold turkey. Now, you can do that if you want to, but just understand, for me, actually 2 different times, I found a friend and was working with somebody who was mowing lawns. Even though I had my own lawn business, I didn't have enough work to fill up my schedule, so 1 or 2 days a week, I would go work with somebody else, getting paid not that much money, but it kept me busy. And I tell you what, it also was very motivating, because you go out there and work for somebody for about $15 an hour. It's a lot more motivating for you to get your own customers where you know you're going to be making a lot more money than that. But yeah, you're giving up a steady income, and what I would encourage you to do, let that be motivating to you to work fast, try to get customers, try to grow your business, and you may have to work a second job until you get this thing established. The third thing I want to mention is a fear you may have to overcome is a fear of a lack of benefits. Well, if you start your own lawn care business, there's probably not going to be a matching 401k plan, dental, health, and eye care. Let me just say that. But here's the thing I think people don't understand. And I remember sitting at a dinner one time with a relative of mine, and they said something to me like this. And this is after I've been in the lawn care business for a long time. They said, "Jason, when are you going to get a job with benefits?" And it was a pretty direct question, and I don't even remember how I responded, but in my mind, I'm probably thinking like never, never going to get one with benefits, but that's all right with me. Hey, listen, I'm not saying go without health insurance, but what people don't understand is, like, you can buy health insurance. You can pay cash when you go to the dentist. You don't have to get dental insurance. I mean, that's what I do. I got a family of 6, and guess what? We go to the dentist, we just pay for it. I mean, it's not crazy expensive, but even sometimes we have to have a crown, root canal, and all that, and it's a little bit more expensive. Well, a lot more expensive, but I mean, we just pay for it. And I know that may be a strain on you at times, but overall, like I say, when you're self-employed, a lot of times you have a lot more opportunity to increase your income. I'm not saying this is not a consideration, like what are we going to do about healthcare? A lot of times people have a spouse that they can use their health benefits, and that is a huge plus. Or a lot of times people will be a fireman and they're doing lawn care on the side, and they've got benefits from the fire department. Well, that's a huge plus. Okay, so I'm not saying it's not something to consider. I'm not saying it's a huge advantage. It is. But for those of us who don't have those options, then I use one of these Christian health share programs for my insurance, and have been for about 12 to 13 years. Mine is called Samaritan Ministries. It's not technically insurance, but it functions basically like insurance, but you're not technically supposed to say that it's insurance, but it's basically the same thing. I have to write a monthly check, and then whenever I have a medical need, I'm basically a cash customer, but then I get reimbursed for the cost of that expense. I mean, we've paid for lots of expensive things using this, and it's significantly cheaper than traditional healthcare. I think at the time of this video, I pay $600 something a month for my family of 6. Now, there's some pros and cons to that. The cons is it doesn't cover pre-existing conditions. It doesn't cover prescription medication. But what I'm getting at is it is an option for a lot of people. The other popular one that's similar is called MediShare, M-E-D-I share. Again, for dental, we just go pay for it. But I want to turn that question around just a little bit other and talk about the benefits. The benefits of self-employment are far greater, in my opinion, than the benefits of working for somebody else. You can keep your 401k plan, and think about retirement. I mean, you can actually self-retire. As a matter of fact, I've been looking into something called a SEP IRA, SEP IRA, that allows you to put a significant amount of money into an IRA each year. It's good for people that are solo or have very few employees, but it may be something you look into. If that's a retirement option that's available to self-employed people, it's actually a very good option. Even talking to a financial advisor, they say, yeah, that's exactly what you need to do. I think that's a great option. But think about the other benefits. The other benefits are the financial freedom that you get, that you can make significantly more money than I could at other jobs. The other benefit is my flexible schedule. I just finished up my yards yesterday for the year, and I think I'm gonna be off from doing yard work for about the next 6 weeks before I start back. How many other jobs are you gonna get 6 weeks? Now, am I gonna get paid those 6 weeks? No, I'll be doing YouTube, be doing other things. But the point being, if I need to work extra one day and be off the next day, I don't have to go ask anybody's permission. There are a lot of benefits to being self-employed, and there's a lot of demands to it. Let's just be honest. But a lot of people I know that have done it and are successful at it, they don't ever want to go back working for somebody else because of the benefits of being self-employed. Fourth fear, and this is the one that came to my mind initially, and that's the fear of failure. You know, what if I put everything I got into this lawn care business and it just doesn't work and I fail? I'm gonna look like an idiot for one, and it's gonna be kind of expensive to fail. Well, let me say this, there are a lot of businesses that I would have a lot bigger fear of failure at than the lawn care business, and I failed. I mentioned earlier, I started a coupon book fundraising company. I thought it was the greatest idea of all time. I'll get these kids to go out there and sell coupon books to their grandmothers. I'll get 50% of the money. I don't need any employees to do this. This is going to be unbelievable. Well, it really wasn't that unbelievable. I mean, I'm sure it's worked for some people. I spent about a year messing with it, didn't make hardly any money. It was out the cost of the coupon books and wasted a lot of time, and it was a little bit embarrassing to fail like that. And I don't like coupon books anymore. It just made me mad. There was a possibility of failure, but you know, I started 3 lawn care businesses. I hadn't failed at any of those. It's a lot easier because you think about it. What you're gonna go buy, let's just say you're mowing grass, you get a truck, you get a trailer, you get a lawnmower, trimmers, backpack blowers. All those things have value and they hold value. So if you go out there for a year and it doesn't work out, I mean, you can sell your equipment. Yeah, you're gonna take a loss, so it's not some crazy loss. And once you get your equipment and you go out there and start mowing grass, well, then you're making money. So, you know, I think a lot of people, their dream business, like, I want to start my own coffee shop. You know, I'd be terrified if I had to go start a coffee shop. I mean, I would be absolutely terrified. Now I got to go rent a business, and I got to compete with Starbucks, and I got to decorate it all up, and I got college kids in there that ain't got $4 to their name, and I'm trying to sell them a $7 coffee to be in business. That would terrify me. And you know, on a good day, I got, you know, 6 people an hour coming in buying a coffee. I'm thinking, no, I mean, I can make more money than a coffee shop in about 1 hour. Now, not Starbucks, I understand people lined up out the door paying all this high prices and all that. But in general, if I was starting my own local coffee shop, and I know it works occasionally, or just a restaurant in general, I mean, think about the failure rate of restaurants. How many restaurants have you seen open up and within a year they're closed? Or even sometimes 6 months and they're closed. I'm thinking, how much money did that just cost you? But the lawn care business, I would think, has a far greater success rate with a far less risk rate. Is it competitive? Yes. But is the demand outrageous? Of course it's outrageous. I mean, think of how many people in your town are paying for lawn care service. If you're in a town that has middle to middle upper class people in it, probably a good many of them, I would say in my town, I wouldn't be surprised if over 50% of the people are paying for some type of lawn care service. And the last fear I want to share is the fear of your competition. Maybe you looked around and you think about starting a lawn care business, and you open your eyes and you say, man, there is somebody mowing grass on every corner. They're everywhere. What am I going to do with all these competitors? Or I can remember when I was thinking about starting a lawn care business. It's ironic as this may sound, I think I was at a coffee shop. A friend of mine was a manager at a coffee shop. I don't even drink coffee, but I was there and I saw this guy. If my memory serves me correct, it's been a while, but he goes out there and he takes his string trimmer, his weed eater, flips that thing upside down, starts edging. I think, man, look at that guy go. I mean, I couldn't do those things at that time. And so I was even a little bit intimidated by the skill set that they had and I didn't have. I mean, I'd never driven a zero-turn mower. I remember going to buy my first zero-turn mower, and I looked at one that a friend of mine was selling before I bought mine, and he gets on that thing and he just drives and he just whips around the mailbox like it's nothing. And I thought, I've never driven one of these things. I mean, I don't know how to make it go. And so it's obviously not that complicated, and you figured it out. But at the time, you may be intimidated by your lack of experience and by how good everybody is at what they're doing because they've been doing it for years. When I got into weed control and fertilization, even though I had been in the lawn business for a long time, I had not done the weed control and fertilization thing. So when I started that, it was a whole new set of fears came up. What if somebody asked me about the weeds in the yard, a question about a weed, and I don't know the answer because I don't have all this experience? Well, what I found out is most people don't ask you questions, and it didn't take long before my knowledge was passing the majority of my customers. And you can be a quick learner. You can be a student of something like that and start learning and studying, and you'll learn quickly on the job. As you get out there and I spray a yard and this one weed didn't die, and I want to learn what's the name of that weed, and I can learn it and learn how to kill that weed. And so I could start communicating with my customers. Mowing side, I would say, hey, go ahead and get your equipment. You can mow your own grass every day. Get out there every day. Get out there and practice mowing your own grass or a relative's grass or a friend's grass, and get better at the skills. And it's something that usually comes pretty quick. If you don't know how to flip your trimmer upside down and edge, then just get a stick edger and edge that way. I mean, that's fine. People that have been doing it for years do that. I mean, it's a great way to edge. Almost anybody can put a backpack blower on and blow a driveway off. It's not that hard. So, and the zero-turn mower is not that hard either. I mean, there are some skills to it. I don't want to make it sound meaningless that anybody can do it, because I don't believe that's true either. But if you've got some decent hand-eye coordination and semi-coordinated about yourself, then you can probably figure out how to be good at mowing grass. Truth be told, a lot of times that part comes natural to people, and the business skills that's needed to run a lawn business can be intimidating as well. I didn't mention that. We'll just call that the bonus here of not knowing how to run a business. Learn these things as you go, and hopefully my YouTube videos will be helpful for you and other people that you can watch as well. I wanted to mention the 2024 Lawn Care Life Conference. That's coming up February 23rd and 24th in Springville, Alabama. We have a great lineup. Ticket sales are on pace to shatter previous years that we had. We've done this 4 times. If you know that you're coming and you haven't bought a ticket yet, let me say this. The ticket prices are planning to increase on December 31st. So they're $197 early bird special right now. But if you know you're coming, I would encourage you to go ahead and buy your ticket. That would be helpful to us. Just in full transparency, we're talking to sponsors and they want to know, how many people's coming. So it's helpful if people go ahead and buy their tickets now for our sake. I believe people are going to come, but I know the tendency is a lot of times people wait toward the end, and that's fine. But it would be helpful if you know you're coming to go ahead and buy your ticket now, and certainly before the early bird special ends at the end of the year. Also, if you want to get into the lawn care business, I've got a couple courses I can mention on lawncarelife.com. That's where the link to the conference is as well, lawncarelife.com. But there is the Weed Control and Fertilization Academy. A lot of people have been taking advantage of that now as they're thinking about starting a weed control business next year, and that's specifically for warm season grasses. And I love the weed control and fertilization side of the business. I think it's a great business. So that is there to teach you how to do that. But if you want to get into mowing business, you could buy the Lawn Business Master Academy, also at lawncarelife.com. Stay here and watch more videos. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Hey everybody, it's Jason Creel, and let me be the first to invite you to the 2024 Lawn Care Life Conference, February 23rd and 24th in Springville, Alabama, just outside of Birmingham. I've got my friend Paul Jamison, Alan Hain, Caleb and Brittany Allman, Jeremy Vest, Naylor Taliaferro, Jeremiah Jennings, and others coming, and hopefully you coming to this year's event. We've got seats for 300 people, and this year's going to be bigger and better than ever. This is our 4th conference to do, and the early bird ticket prices is $197. That includes all your meals. We got a Friday night session, we got dinner, we got an after party, and we got breakfast and lunch on Saturday with a day full of sessions. We've got equipment to ride on, giveaways, sponsors. It's going to be a great event, a lot of transparency, a lot of interaction, a lot of tips on how to grow your business, and a lot of fun. We hope to see you February 23rd, 24th, Springville, Alabama.
I absolutely love Jason and Tracy Creel. They have humongous hearts of hospitality. They host a wonderful event. I attended it back in 2020, and I'm really looking forward to returning to Sweet Home, Alabama for the 2024 Lawn Care Life Conference.
Hey guys, I can't wait to see you at Jason's event this February. There's going to be a lot of speakers giving as much value as they can, such as myself, as well as a lot of great networking opportunities. Hope to see you there soon.
Hey y'all, I'm Alan Hain, the Lawn Care Nut. Happy to let you know that I will be attending the Lawn Care Life Conference in 2024, February 23rd and 24th of 2024. This is Jason Creel's conference. This is the 4th year. I've been there every year. I'll be a keynote speaker this year, going to bring you some fire.
I'd say there's no better place that you can go to get the tools you need to be successful.
Like-minded people
good networking.
I've learned a lot about growing my business more than anything here.
I tell you what, this place could not be any better. We got a lot of great information, a lot of great speakers. The food was awesome.
Jason Krill has done a very, very excellent job in presenting this lawn care conference.
Awesome to meet some of the guys that you follow on YouTube.
You're around like-minded people who also want to grow, and you're listening to people who were just like you who are also growing.
Definitely be coming back next year.